Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Aquatik Studio. It's my second favorite night of the week, and we are here to do a little bit of big time fun. Ain't that right, Riptide?
Of course, this is also my second favorite time of the week. Of course, our community mashups just wrapped up for this season. We'll be coming back here shortly with community mashup, which is my Saturdays. Who doesn't enjoy the weekend with some hardcore gaming? But we're back with some Valorant this week again with some awesome schools in line to play.
And I thought I would celebrate the Valorant adventure by wearing an Overwatch hat because that's just how I like to roll. You mix everything up and keep all the gamers on their toes.
Look, I understand the chat may get a little, kerfluffled me saying this, but let's be real. Valorant is the love child of CS:GO and Overwatch.
You know what? I'm fair with that. There's awesome
great
abilities.
games,
There's some great characters. And so I think it all pulls together to make one amazing esports game.
Agreed.
It's a marriage of fantastic tournament esports, all in one fantastic place.
Good job, Riot.
Good job, Riot. Y'all, it's going to be an awesome evening. Riptide, why don't you tell them a little bit about the teams that are going in?
So we have Iowa and Purdue that are going to be at it today. And I actually got to look at the rankings even a little bit earlier. If I'm not mistaken, Rutgers, who I've been kind of champion since just because I like the schools in general. I did not attend. I have no affiliation. They're not paying me off, I promise.
Not sponsored.
But that school in general is a really good institution. But I'm glad to see them on top and doing very well so far. But who knows? Maybe one of these two teams today can help them get higher up in the brackets.
I was always told to expect the unexpected, and I feel like this series has been just that. So it's a series, right? But it's 13 weeks. There's still a lot more wrapping up. I mean, next month is coming to its big culmination here at Aquatik HQ, which we're pretty excited about. And next month, all sorts of things from the Aquatik birthday to this big event. So I'm excited because we bring in some really fantastic partners over the next month to help make all of this possible. So Riptide, I know we don't usually talk too much about the game ourselves because people would laugh. But on that note, I mean, who are you rooting for this evening?
I almost want to say Iowa. I don't know too much about either schools. Because I don't like to pick from the stats because sometimes the stats can lie to you, and some teams with losing actually can gain momentum. But I don't know too much about the institutions themselves. But I'm just going to go with Iowa. Let's see what they can dig up today.
Fair enough. I give you my recommendation, but every time that I gamble on anything, I lose a ton of money. So I'm just going to stay out of that one. And on that note, I do think it's time to let this game begin, right? It is time to get these players in their space. I know y'all are waiting for our two fantastic commentators who are sitting idly by and ready for their debut. So with that note, let's take one more look at a word from our sponsors.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Big Time Conference featuring Valorant. Flanking me to my right, as always, Explo, how are we doing across the pond tonight?
I'm always flanking you. I'm never my good friend or even acquaintance. Just this guy who just happens to be here all the time is on my right. No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Sounds like you're doing great, man. It doesn't sound like there's anything pent up there or anything like that. No. Not at all.
I'm pretty excited about this game simply because I mean I say it all the time. Oh, this game is going to be really exciting. It's going to upset potential. I don't think we have a game that has more upset potential than this, just in terms of what a team that has played to their strengths very much so, even though they're at a disadvantage, and also they are a team who are just a bit weird, and I feel like that might bring some excitement. But yeah, I think maybe the first thing we should do is check in with what's going on in the whole conference. Let's go see what our standings are telling us. Rutgers standing tall, barely holding off Illinois for a little bit, just sitting there with 13-3. Wisconsin falling from grace a little bit, 8-8. I mean, they need to find their form pretty quickly. I think Indiana have been a team. I think we mentioned it probably last time, rising just pretty much. I mean, they were pretty in the shadows for most of the entire conference, but they've been really picking up steam recently. But what do you think about the teams that are actually playing today, and how this will affect going into this game?
Well, there is a lot to play for both of the squads in this match. You look at where Purdue is sitting 16 games into the season, sitting very nicely at 12-4. Not necessarily the round differential of their compatriots. Illinois is plus 76 right now, Indiana plus 50, Maryland sitting 2 spots beneath them with 4 more rounds than them, and Rutgers sitting at top with 65. So they are really, really relying on wins and losses to keep their position at number 3 and with a home map advantage for the playoffs coming up. And then you look down at Iowa at 16 games in as well, and sitting at 6-10, and they are only 25 rounds below even. So even though they're losing a lot of matches, that tells me that that's a lot of close matches that they're losing. And when we go into the maps, it's going to even highlight it even more. So the point that you were bringing up at the beginning, that this is an upset potential, I think has a lot of merit to it. And then you also look at where they're sitting on the table just from raw standings, and they're sitting at 9th. That is knocking on the door of playoffs. They are one position away from making their way into our postseason championship tournament, $6,000 on the line. A lot to play for there. And with Wisconsin sliding the way that they've been sliding, Michigan State and Michigan having some shaky results, there is definitely room for a late season push. Still 5 matches. That's 10 games left for Iowa. So this is really a make or break week for them. And that is a lot of motivation to be considering when you're going up against a team who's been pretty comfortably at the top from the beginning. And speaking of teams at the top from the beginning, we're going to kick it over to the schedule, check out the other matches going around the conference. And the number one that leaps out to me is the number 1 team in the conference going up against the number 4 team in the conference. And I don't want to spoil anything for the end of our broadcast, but we always try and raid a broadcast with another one of our games being featured, and Indiana and Rutgers is starting a little late at 8 p.m. So barring anything crazy in this happening, you guys and myself are going to be able to catch just a little bit of that, and that is going to be an absolutely fantastic matchup. Are there any of these other ones that have your eye on? I see a couple that are pretty juicy.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, that Indiana Rutgers game casted by the wonderful Mitch. We love him. But yeah, I think what's the one that is biggest for me. I mean, you can make a case for Michigan, Illinois, but if we're talking about raw proximity in terms of the table and just closeness, I mean, it doesn't get much better than Wisconsin, Michigan, separated only by Michigan State. And given the amount of times that Michigan State have been right next to each other, they might as well be the same team. But Wisconsin winning 2 today, I mean, it's a great opportunity to find some form back. They've been dropping off a little bit, obviously, former first place holders. But a win today puts them up to 10-8. And, I mean, there's only 15 round differential between them and Michigan, and they can close that gap, if not seal it, if they really pull something out of the bag. And that puts them definitely into playoff places because they are currently on the border. But I think it's important to take a look at what we're actually doing and what's actually important. Let's go see where we're headed in the world today for this game. So, Iowa went with split, which makes me a happy man, and Purdue went with bind. Will be going to bind first, and well, one map keeping us grounded, the other one pretty exciting.
It's nice to have, the comfort food pick, the meatloaf of map picks, if you will, in bind, one that we see week in and week out, a map that a lot of teams are comfortable on. And if you've been with Aquatik Esports in our Valorant journey for a while, you'll remember that this was actually one of Purdue's map picks in the playoffs for the Built Bar Cup. Fun fact.
Yeah, actually,
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Memory.
yeah. You know what? Every so often, I keep like the strangest little nuggets in there, but we take those. And Purdue, no stranger to bind. A little bit of a stranger to bind over the course of the BigTime season, however, is they've only played it 3 times over the course. They're much more comfortable on Ascent. They're much more comfortable on Haven. They do have a positive record of 2-1, going up against Iowa, who's sitting at 3-4. A lot more time on the map. It's interesting that Purdue was so willing to pick into it. And when you hear 3-4, not particularly exciting, but when 3 of your 4 losses are to Rutgers, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and 3 of your wins coming against Minnesota, Nebraska, and most recently an overtime win against Michigan, that is a little bit of a sketchy pick, and it's a map that can go 50-50 either way. And then we hop into Split, which has been Purdue's permaban. They picked it one time, and I spoke with their IGL captain, Putfall, after they picked it, and it was against Northwestern, and they won that map 14-12. And Northwestern, no stranger to the basement, really their best showing of the entire year happened on this map. Purdue has not played it yet. They banned Icebox. They seem a little bit shaky on that, as most teams in our league do, and didn't feel comfortable leaving it out to the chance that they might play it. They left Split on, and that is a map that Iowa, we saw them on it against Minnesota in a 12-14 loss. And they are 2-3 on it. Not exactly an intimidating record, but at the same time, a lot more comfortable than Purdue is. And frankly, if you're beating Penn State, Nebraska by a handy margin, that is a lot more comfortable than playing against Northwestern and only winning by 2 rounds in overtime. So it's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit interesting. And I know Riptide was joking at the beginning, but when you look at these stats and you look at the standings seem to be, to me, the numbers that are lying. But with that, we have our stats, we have our standings, we have our schedule, and now the meat and potatoes of it all, the predictions. And Explo, I give you a lot of flack for not being a risky picker. I give you, I gave you what, 7 or 8 weeks of flack when I was beating you. And I come here with a dish of humble pie sitting at 8-10 against you. Hopping into these predictions, and I am going with the safe route. I am going with Purdue. There are some storylines with Purdue going into this. Sonny, one of Purdue's most consistent players, actually got picked up to a tier 3 pro team. And has stepped away, which is going to bring in the big question mark of X Alpha. Always nice to see our boys grow up. And so we are seeing a new roster with some new roles. It's going to be incredibly interesting, especially going on a map that they don't have much experience on as a team, whether that's an advantage or a hindrance. Yet remains to be seen. Goodness gracious, every so often my English just goes away. But I am comfortable in this pick for one reason and one reason alone, and that is going to be John, spelled one on. John is how I've been told to pronounce his name.
That's not. Are you serious?
Me and Mitch were arguing about it, messaged Putfall, and that is what I've been told. So
I've been calling him Ion for the past 9 weeks.
Feels bad, man. We were both wrong. And that's okay.
All right.
One of us is going to be right tonight, though. And the reason that I highlight John, my man, is 5th in average combat score, sitting only 3 ACS below Skirt, who we remember last week casually dropping 30, making Wisconsin look a little bit silly trying to keep up with him. And he is number 2 in kills with 315 throughout the season. An absolute difference maker, a rare Phoenix one trick, except on Split, where he plays Cypher. Not his best map of the season, but it was not Purdue's best map of the season. So there are question marks. This is not a full confidence pick, but I'm going with the team that has been objectively better the rest of the season. Explo, as you love to do, tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah. So first off, I'm winning. Let's go. But also, in all seriousness, uh, Iowa has been a pick simply because I feel like sure Purdue better in the standings, and honestly, in terms of stats, no one really compares to like Pupfall or anything like that. But the map picks and bans have gone so in their favor, and also it's like what we've seen Iowa play before against Minnesota. They have this like weird aura around them where they're just like, especially Tan Man plays Rays pretty much every map, and is I like to call it the flight style of Rays, which is very much an emphasis on the blast pack flies, and it's just I feel like if Purdue aren't ready for it, and I don't think they are, he might be able to turn this something around. I'm not expecting them to 2-0. I'm really not, but I feel like if they won't get a better opportunity to take take a game and a point off a top team than this right now.
They are going up against a team with an ugly situation with a new roster and a lot of uncomfortability on split. And if you've been watching our top 5 videos, you know that Tan Man is very comfortable, specifically in B Heaven on split. But
Yes.
we can only ramble on for so long. And I know you guys are here for the gameplay and not our rambling. So we are going to get one more word in from our lovely friends at CORSAIR. And when we come back from that, we will be right into the game and right into the action. Stick around.
We've gathered the mood for today simply by not only seeing this 5 Viper hover because these guys think they're funny, but also you wouldn't have seen it in the lobby. Both teams picked their own uniform emblem. I believe Purdue went with the frog, and Iowa went with the chicken. I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
You know, that's the type of energy we love to see. It's Friday night. Everybody wants to live a little bit, and it does seem like Iowa wants to live a little bit on the edge. You know, you don't see too many 5 Viper team comps in competitive play for a multitude of reasons. You know, one, obviously lack of flashes. Second of all, you know, the smokes aren't, you know, that useful in most situations, much more of a side anchor. And thirdly, and I think maybe one of the smallest reasons, is probably the fact that you can't have 5 of the same character. Notorious John breaking first. AAM locking into an Omen. We are seeing a Cypher and a Killjoy out there. Interesting that there's no Sova on the Purdue side of things. Usually we would no Jet, no Sova.
Wow, interesting.
And we're seeing one on Breach as opposed to a Phoenix. I looked through all of their match histories, and I have never seen one on Breach once in my entire life. This is going to be a wild one, you know. Stats can lie, but if there are no stats, then nothing can lie. What do you make of this?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised to not see Jet from Pupfall. He's one of our lovely Jet mains that we like to keep around. But yeah, I mean, Breach for. Do I have to call him John? Ion is so much cooler. We've got like
John.
3
His name is John.
Right, John on the Breach. I mean, as you said, the frog team got the frog spray. I'm seeing a theme here.
Feels good.
I'm
man.
fully up for it. I'm fully immersed now in this storyline. Yeah, I mean, they're not. I'm for being different and changing things up a little bit, but we'll have to see if this is the right way to do things. Tan Man, looking for the opening engagement, does find it quick as you like. He's not got his blast pack, so he's not at full capacity just yet. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit of that, and if we don't see it now, we'll see it on split, guaranteed. Frenzy, actually, interesting choice. Not as popular as it was. And by not as popular as it was, I mean not 100% pick rate, basically, in every map. Tan Man does take out John. I'm never going to get used to that. AAM going for something. Tan Man turning around the corner, and AAM picks him up. Simple as. First round to Iowa. Things looking relatively good. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like both teams are just... I don't want to say they're like, oh, we're having fun picks, because I don't think that it goes that far. But I mean, unless they've, with this new member have really changed things around, I don't see why they've got these drastic changes.
An interesting way to go about it. Obviously, when you have a new player come in, there's going to be some role shifting. The lack of Sova and the lack of either a Jet or a Phoenix who goodness gracious, that's going to be hard for me to get used to. The lack of a Phoenix, which is John's main and the competitive scene, makes it very hard to get onto site and take much site control. As we saw, I mean, the smokes cut off the front portion of A, but with no showers control and no control of the back of the site, not much could be done. And with that, they are going to shift over to B, where unfortunately for them, there is a good amount of Killjoy utility.
All the information found from the Owl drone. W key holding his namesake, looking for something with this sheriff. Open shot. There we go. I was a bit worried then we were going to see a massive whiff. There's Wade, though. Cleaning house. He'll take that in his strides. And also the heal as well. I mean, that's what one of the... I mean, I've never really heard anyone talk about Phoenix measuring up against other duelists. I feel like people just sort of go, if you don't really play Jet, you sort of play Phoenix. But, like, I don't know. I've never seen that comparison really made. I think it's a lot more viable than people open up for. And just as I'm bigging him up, he lets me down. And Putfall falls down. It's a second round for Iowa.
Iowa getting off to a 2-0 lead, and a little theme is forming for the way that they're handling these site takes. And we could check back to the replay. We'll see exactly what I'm referring to. We see them playing completely off the site. If you take a look in the upper left on the mini map, unfortunately for baseball, not paying enough attention to what's going on in front of him, trying to line up utility, and then Wade there to really bail everyone out with the 3K. Not much utility to go along the pistols and deagles and like a light armor on one of them, I believe. So they had the advantage and they're playing the advantage, and they're more than willing to retake, and their retakes have looked absolutely fantastic, at least through 2 rounds. But now the rifles come out in a bit of a bonus round for the Iowa squad. 3 sheriffs and 2 SMGs going up against 5 vandals full armor. Going to be interesting to see what they do, and they're already taking a lot of mid to B short control, which has prompted a 4-man rotate over to the A site. So things are about to get incredibly spicy.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm waiting for this swarm, but baseball.
Go either way.
We'll go with baseball for now, but. Well, they've cleared out Heaven, shut that angle down, and they've basically eliminated 3 players from the play. Very nice use of the smokes. Putfall is up top, and he's not having any of it. Manages to pick up 2, and now, well, they've got a man on the flank, actually. Wade has the sheriff in hand. Not the ideal weapon, but maybe with this angle, they've managed to catch some by surprise. Baseball, actually, from Heaven with the sheriff as well. Does find one, but Putfall, he's not giving up that easily. He really isn't. Trying to go for a little bit more than 3. Up goes the fault line, and, well, WK will have that for breakfast. First round for Purdue on the board. Things aren't completely over yet. Putfall has the showstopper already, but there is a run it back on Iowa as well.
The 3K from Putfall, good to see him come alive in the server. And the difference between that 3rd round, I mean, obviously the guns are a difference between the 3rd round and the 1st round, is the showers control that they maintain. Pupfall having a 3K, knowing that no one could be to his left, no one could be in U-Haul. The full take of showers allowed him the comfortability to focus on just 2 angles. And he is, when he's not having to look across an entire back of a site, he is going to be more than able to take care of things. And Wade...
God. Oh, he's good. Wade charging forward, making an immediate impact. Spaghetti sent running. And well, I mean, Wade has made a massive impact on 2 rounds. We might be seeing the Wade versus Pupfall show here. Every round has been decided by someone getting at least 3 kills so far. And he has the hot hands as well. Has to heal if he can get out of the disengage. And it all comes to a standstill. W key is healing, looking the wrong way. John will not miss those ones. And through the box, John does find him. We've got 2 Johns, 1 on each team, but one of them is notorious. The other one is not. Fastball now has a decent flank. Can maybe find the spike planter through the box. Up goes the flash, though. Has to try and... I love the head movement. Really min-maxing every advantage you can get. And we're going to see the recon ball as they begin the retake now. 10-man has the paint shells, and the boombot goes out as well. Things are looking doable. Oh, yes. Nice with the paint shells as well. Tries to do a weird jump. Not sure what that was. Tries to kill him with the blast pack. 10-man showing us what he's about in the early stages. Iowa find their 3rd round, and I was expecting this to go very handedly Purdue's way, and I was thinking it would be Purdue would pick up 1, and with my prediction, Iowa would pick up split. But they look like they are contending for not their map pick.
I mean, the way that they're starting, the aggression that they're showing, Wade going out and getting 2.75 kills on a run it back, really setting them up for the ability to play the retake, which seems to be the way that they are most comfortable in holding these sites, going for a little bit of early damage and then completely falling back, and then just using the utility perfectly. I mean, if you don't have to use any of your utility as raise, it's perfect for the retake. You got a kill with a nade, found another, and did a lot of damage with the Roomba. Just fantastic work. And Purdue not hitting their shots and not being able to win enough of their opening duels to make any of these site holds at all viable. But quickly they head back to B.
Well, John, skulking through the sky smoke, might be able to do something here, but he chooses to reserve himself. And now this is looking a little bit better for Purdue, as they have all the members alive, and Empress Rainer as well, but X Alpha, that's not a good showing for your first observing and your first spray. Eddie cleans up that one. Des get a tick from the Hunter's Fury, but he's still standing. And here comes the orbital strike into the back sight. Bazball and Wade, the only ones left to do it. Wade, big miss, big whiff, could have had a kill there, but Bazball is not done yet. 4K. He's going for the defuse as well. He's just going to stick here. I think even if he gets killed here, Wade, yeah, they had enough time. Bazball, ace in the 5th round.
We take
this
those.
Is not how this is not how I expected this to go.
Absolutely insane play from Baseball. He got a kill with everything that Sova can get a kill with. He got a tag with the drone. He got a shock dart kill to enter the retake. The tag with the drone led to a kill with his Hunter's Fury, and then just cleaning up loose ends as the defuse comes through. Time goes by, and able to pick up the last kill onto John. Little bit of icing on the cake for an absolutely fantastic round, and full control of this match taken by Iowa. Sheriffs, a classic, and a stinger just in the hands of Pupfall, hopefully to make a hero play, but there's no momentum and really no sign of life from anyone on the Purdue squad. If they want to get back into this game, they're going to have to start winning some gunfights at any point in time. It sounds obvious, but it doesn't seem to be the way that things are going for them. Sometimes you just get unlucky.
Yeah, well, Bounty Iowa, as it seems, the jump spotting pros, have managed to retreat off the A site without losing any casualties. Swing around this corner is surely a death sentence. AAM has that one figured out. And, oh, Bazball, the ace man, looking for something over the box. Maybe we can find the headshot. Oh, dinks! X Alpha will be feeling that one in the morning. Oh, hang on a minute, they're trading back. We're seeing Try not to kill, but do as much damage as possible. And right now, Basketball is not winning. Wade tries to infiltrate, but it's not going to happen. He's got loads of angles to take care of. He doesn't care. Tripwire goes out. Wade is still going huge. Goes for the right click with the classic. Wade, come on, man. Give it a break. Basketball's holding. The Blaze Wall strat doesn't quite work. Doesn't go up quick enough, but Wade, man. He's a sub. He's played the last 2 weeks.
I need to see it.
For Iowa. I mean...
I need to see it again.
Yeah.
This is why you don't play 3 people in U-Haul. This is clinical. Wade using his utility to perfection. Headshot. Spray through the wall, able to avoid, and then just to add insult to injury, a jumping right-click classic. Really playing for the ultimate on Breach, which on an eco round and on John, something that you can hope for and able to take down 2 along with that. But the bank built up quite strongly for that Iowa squad, and with Wade feeling himself the way that he is, not the impact player we thought we would see on Phoenix, but an impact player on Phoenix as well, and already getting his ultimate back online, able to make a play for that orb. And a lot of information and a lot of damage on the last one. We'll be able to see, we will see if he's going to be able to do that again.
Yeah, my tiny brain has noticed, and I've just picked this up. Basically, every round, it looks like Purdue are just 5-man pushing. I think maybe they haven't quite figured out, and this is just me guessing at the state of their team, maybe they haven't quite determined who, like, their you know, to use a CSGO term, their lurker should be. And really, I think they're sort of paying for it. John, or Notorious John, I'm gonna have to try and make that distinction now. Lockdown goes up. Spike is down, though. I think maybe if they were to send one person to A to try and distract, we wouldn't have these very, very easy, very fast rotations that you're seeing. And maybe we'll be able to waste a little bit more time on the spike, because it never really got close. Spazball looking for a few headshots. John actually going big. And Notorious John finds John. That is going to be really weird. And now it's only AAM. But a man can try, but he can only dream. And Spaghetti does pick that one up. They're not that good. But hey, 5-2 against Purdue. When rounds, you can really start picking apart rounds, you know, 6 rounds in, I think we've said is the rule. I mean, pretty good for Iowa.
Pretty good for Iowa. That last round was a fantastic sign for Purdue. Only their 3rd gun round. And finally, a little bit of traction on the opening duel. WKey has been pushing very, very deep into sites, trying to take that extra territory and getting into those back hallways on the B side and able to go 1-for-1 at the very least, get information on where that killjoy was. Granted, the lockdown was placed back there, but at the same time, having an impact on the round. And WKey sitting at 5 and 6 right now. With the way that these rounds are going, we're going to need to see a lot more from him on those entries if they are going to be able to maintain the site holds, because Iowa is comfortable holding on to the back ends of sites and retaking.
Yeah, well, they've made their way. They never failed to make their way into the site. We'll give them credit for that, and they do get the spike down a lot, but it's really up to what Wade can do, and he's been caught out. Thankfully, the run it back was open, gave him a second chance. Now Basketball trying to negotiate around these sky smokes. Has picked the right way to pick off Pupfall. Should he choose to? Look how low WKey is in the back as well. Love that from Basketball through the wall, but Spaghetti's not having it. WKey goes down. It's only Spaghetti, and they can really isolate him. I mean, they should really, I think, stick this now. He's really far back. They're not doing so. No, this isn't good now. Yeah, okay. Orbital strike. I didn't clock that. That's pretty good, actually. Holding back. AAM looking for the flank. Big whiff. Pulls out the rifle, but Spaghetti's still there. He does not give up. And he dies to touch. But he has... Wow. I mean, talk about holding the line.
Huge kill in that 3v1. AAM not able to flank around fast enough to make a difference, but holding on to the Brimstone utility, the Molotov, as well as that orbital strike, able to delay just long enough for that spike to go off. Notorious John with a little bit of a little bit of a consolation prize, if you will. Getting the kill with the turret always feels good, and with those 2 rounds in a row, the economy of Iowa has been reset. Momentum finally falling for Spaghetti, finally falling for WKey. He went 1-1 in that round as well. And an absolutely fantastic job on Purdue to kind of come back and rebuild.
Yeah, definitely. Wade tries to find something early and cheeky with the sheriff, but the spoils are not his for the taking. Fastball's going to get a lot of information here, and Wade might be able to act on it. We've also got Notorious John who's sitting in the crate. Wade trying to take this fight, but will not do so. And now Notorious John is just getting bullied through the box. It might just be worth to go Wild Spray on that one. Basically every square meter of that was covered, but AAM, very nice initiative to make sure that they don't leave a whole site alone until the spike is down. He's going to be the front man at the gates to try and hold this one back. Big paranoia possible. Does find 2 maybe. Nice from him. And now WKey has to try and navigate this one. He's in enemy territory. Spike going down in triple. And AAM looking to make a little bit more of an impact. Wade, nice sheriff. They're doing good with these sheriffs. Notorious John as well picks up one. AAM is going huge. I've never seen a team so comfortable with their sheriffs. I mean, I say that I am ridiculously bad with a sheriff, just in general. But like, I've never seen a team be so like consistent with them. I'm really impressed.
Wade doing a fantastic job with the sheriff, and they played. There's no way they win that. There's no good reason that they win that. They lost the opening duel, and their only rifle in that on Notorious John, taken down to 13 HP. They get a spike plant. They get control of showers. They get control of U-Haul, and they get retook, and their economy's reset. Now they're gonna have to win a sheriff round, a round that they have no business winning. And the difference between that is that Iowa has shown an ability to be able to be a team that does that kind of thing. Purdue has yet to be able to prove themselves, and that almost sucks the life out of that comeback effort here in the first half.
Look at this setup. Nice paranoia. Big spray down from Wade as possible. X Alpha manages to pull one back. That's not good from Wade, really. Should do better there in my books. Wade will take it. And I like that setup. It's showing that they're being creative, and that's what I really appreciate. Is a team that is making even against tough opposition, because don't count Purdue out. They are, they are third for a reason. But I mean, to come out here and, this is why I love Iowa. They are just creative and they do things differently, and they have setups. I love it. 6-3, looking to go positive at the end of the half. Ideally, AAM, nice spray down, trying to find one. The rifle of Wade is picked up and dropped once again. Now, Ion. John, not Ion, John. 6 in the chamber, uses it all to spray down that poor little robot. Someone will call, what's the robot equivalent of Peter? I don't know.
The room.
I'm not even, that's a terrible question. I'm not going to ask that. Not killing that boombot, to be honest. John's really got to go. Wouldn't have time to get the spike down anyway. Should just walk into the path of Notorious John. And it looks like one John is looking far superior to the other so far, and that's why he is notorious, and I've just ruined my opportunity to make that reference ever again for the rest of
At least you acknowledge it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm here for it. But 7-3 for Iowa, pushing this lead to 8-4, really sets them up to do something good. But let's not forget that they are, on defense, and we're looking like we're getting a pause from Purdue. Interesting. Attack pause. I can see why they really should not be losing this game this badly. But I mean, what do you think it is that they can do to really change it up? Because I see the lurker problem. I mentioned it earlier, but I don't think that's really like the biggest issue.
It just seems like they're not as imaginative on offense as Iowa has been on defense. We saw the Omen paranoia go into a swing from Wade, and even though he only went 1 for 1, we did have AAM there to clean it up, and you start the round within the first 15-20 seconds in a 4-on-3, and a lot of information, as they've only been pushing sites in a 3-2 split or 5 down 1 lane when they're pushing onto the A site. Not a lot of imagination, and that's kind of to be expected, and why they've been on upset alert for us from the pre-show, is that there's not been a lot of time to get practice in with X Alpha. Combine that with a lot of roles being switched, and we are not seeing the Purdue squad that's 12-4.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes a long way in that X Alpha, I feel like if you were to put a new duelist into the team, especially like a Jet, they can definitely cover in that. Just their individual brilliance can sort of make up for that. But a pick as necessary that the team is coordinated as Cypher is really requires you to have a team chemistry, and I think they're suffering because of that. And it might have been better to pick someone else, and things are going from bad to worse right now. Shock dart, nice, but won't hit the target. John has the spike, maybe wants to move, but look, they're not even rotating. They don't need to. The danger isn't big enough anymore. And 2 early picks. They do have the ultimate advantage, but is it worth committing into this round? Pupfall debating whether to approach from showers, and it's looking indecisive. And they're holding strong. The everlasting dark covers, it seems. Pupfall's trying to take some skirmishes, but I mean, unless they find a very nice engage here, I don't see them taking this round.
There's no reason for anyone on Iowa to overpeak an angle. Everything is being watched, and they still have 2 players over on the B side. So even if there is that fast rotation, they're dealing with Killjoy utility. They're dealing with Omen smokes. There's no way for them onto the B side. They kind of have to just rain hell here. And John starting off with the flash, going to try and take A, but it's still a 3-on-3 and low health as well.
Yeah, well, there goes the paint shells, fire in the hole. And, well, it won't come out with anything, but it does slow them down. The aftershock goes out. Wade holding. And also Hot Hands. That might drop directly on the spike. He might regret that later if he dies. But, well, now it's only X Alpha. What can you do? Show us why they picked you up. 1v4, 56 health, has the Vandal. Tools necessary are available to him. He's not underfunded, but timing is a cruel mistress. And 8-3 for Iowa. 9-3 half against Purdue on bind on their map, on Purdue's map pick. That's a pretty big statement.
That was a round that Purdue absolutely needed. They used their tack pause. They had time to talk about it. They full bought into it. And with that full buy, they're really in a tough position to buy for this last round. Either utility, armor, or gun is being sacrificed. And we're seeing a Bulldog full armor, 2 light armors and Vandals, and Ares only full buy is X Alpha, and that is the lowest full buy that we the lowest impact full buy that we could have. Cypher on attack, not a lot you can do with it. We've seen crazier things. We've seen an all sheriff round win, but unfortunately for this match, that was in the hands of Iowa, and not a worry in the world for Iowa, as they are 5 Vandals, 5 full armors ready to go, and a 3-man stack on the site that's getting pushed. Almost, when you're in the zone, those ultimates do come out, though.
Yeah, here's Pupfall, showstopper, trying to shut some. Oh God, excuse me. Trying to shut something down, but it doesn't happen. Shut down the Empress. Been usurped. Wade showing himself to be very much capable. I haven't seen him actually play until today, and he's really showing up. Paint shells, not great. Trying to kill the lockdown. That's fair. I'll give that to him. I'm wondering if he can hear my cat, by the way. She's meowing at me, and it's quite annoying. I'll get up after this game and let her outside. But for now, the show must go on, and I would never leave you alone, Comic, because I know that you get very.
I don't do well. I don't do well alone.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are. John though does find Bazball. Only got a few more to go. AAM goes down. And look at the position that Tanman is in, playing Call of Duty now, going for the sheriff. The knives come out, but Spaghetti finds that in the end, and X Alpha will be disappointed to not have found that knife kill. So we've got, I'm glad that we have the inclusivity of multiple games. We had Valorant, we have, chess in a way, and there we had COD Modern Warfare. Very nice. Very nice.
You love to see it. A lot of these titles getting together, doing fun little crossovers, really adds a lot to the scene. But with that take, at least salvaging an 8-4 half going onto the defensive side. And the big question mark is we saw a lot of creativity coming out from the Iowa side on defense. Will they have that same continuity and comfortability coming out on attack? And with the Cypher setup, a lot less that you can do with it, a lot better for information than Killjoy's utility, but a lot worse at actually stopping pushes onto site. And they're using him over at A and only a 2-man setup. So we are going to see Iowa push into the stack. it'll be interesting to see if they can start winning some of those opening duels.
Yeah, well, we got 2 men loaded in hookah as they decide the better of that plan. Basketball has the spike, not committing too much. But this really, we need to see a good show on attack now for Iowa, because Purdue, again, I don't want to sound like I'm completely disrespecting them. They are a very, very capable team, and it might just be that their defense is far better. Paint shells will shut them down. Up goes the flashpoint, and Spaghetti is still cleaning up, actually. Spaghetti's going big. Pupful, Boombot as well, and everything's been cut down. John does have 1 and 2. Very nice, 58 HP. Surely it's a leave through the teleporter. Yes, it is. And, well, it's a race now. Who will win? Who's put more hours in the gym? Is it X Alpha or John? He's got to find a good plant location. And he will do so. But look at W Key skulking around. He's not really got anywhere other than lamps to go. And the camera is up as well. Misses the shot, actually. He's not looking the right way. 3 HP on John now. It's all about wasting time. But X Alpha, he's in the back, and this should be good enough. Okay, that was weirdly scary. I just expected John to completely flick him around. But you know what? 8-5. I mean, it's a good start for the defending Purdue. But I feel like Iowa definitely have more.
You do love to see a round win, and you love to see Spaghetti go big from that pocket and be main. Really bailed out Pupfall, who was in a pretty bad position where all the utility usage was dumped, using the Roomba and the grenade to perfection, and able to stay alive just long enough to be inconvenient. The heroics from Notorious John, at least getting the spike plant. And they're not opting not to go for a full, or at least a force buy into the second round. So we will be seeing a clear and definitive gun advantage on everyone. Yep, there. Pupfall buys along with the rest of his teammate. 5 Spectres versus 5 Classics. Should be a quick round. That being said, the last time I said it should be a quick round, and we did see a round win from Iowa. Even less to work with here, though. At least getting the spike plant down, most likely.
I think these dark covers actually work for them in a little bit of a weird way. With the right-click classics, they might be able to find a right-click. Well, yeah, with the right-click classics, find a right-click, and that's exactly what Wade plans to do, but luck doesn't strike twice, and we'll not find that one. Spaghetti and X Alpha holding the line. AAM, got to make something work here. He is being pushed, could right-click, but he's not looking the right way. Spike got down, but the defuse come out, and it's looking like same story, but the characters are reversed. 8-6 now on bind. Iowa, maybe it's time to, you know, not just run in. I mean, I saw what I did see that did impress me, actually. Just want to quickly bring it up. Quick shower push from Purdue. We saw 5-man pushes every single round on attack, and having the initiative to you know, push through showers like that, you know, before obviously all the information got revealed. Very nice. I see a bit more potential in this defending side.
They seem to be comfortable and have a better idea, and defense usually a more comfortable place to be anyway. And we are seeing a full bonus round with W Key on the Sheriff and 4 of those saved Spectres going into this next round. So it is a definitive gun advantage, but when you're going in with all classics, you kind of just want a 5-man rush and try to get the spike down for that extra cash. And Notorious John able to win that opening duel. Not great for W Key, but not much to work with. Those 4 Spectres going to be much, much more potent in this retake.
Yeah, X Alpha could have a bit of a spray down. They're pushing him all the way. X Alpha looking for a little bit more, but AAM does trade back 2, so it's all even. 3 versus 2. Just cut down a little bit. Now, Pupfall in the back, and look at this flank from John. Could have Notorious John, but it looks like he can smell him. But he's got a little bit of a ways to go. And now, how do you approach this? I mean, they've got the positions that they want. John really needs to find this, but he managed to turn around at the right time. He really can smell his own brethren. Notorious John takes out Normal John. Normal John? One John?
Regular John.
Regular... Just John, I think, might be the best
Just John.
choice. But Pupfall, I mean, yeah, that's bound to happen. They need to scatter. They want these guns saved, and they will do so. Managed to sprint out of the site quickly enough. I would like to shout out DCar real quick for, I mean, he says, Xbo's Cat's the second best caster in this tourney. I agree. We honestly wanted to get my cat. It would be my cat and me, but we had to get Commy, sadly, because my cat's microphone wasn't working.
That is
so
understandable.
Hopefully for playoffs, we should have me and my cat, and the production value of the overall stream will rise.
You know, I'm just looking forward. I'm looking forward to that as much as anyone. Obviously, I want the best, and with both your and DCar's input, I really know where I stand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, joke's over. Now it's time for John to try and make an impact. And well, here comes the push. John, big spray. He's looking the wrong way. Fastball. I mean, you're not gonna get an easier kill than that. Might as well just walk into the bear trap. And Pupful now stuck in hookah, has got Spaghetti in reserve, and they're not pushing with full authority just yet. Okay, they're going for the rotation. W Key is out of position. So this is, this could work. Wade is waiting for the call. Picks up the ult orb. Remind me what an ult orb does if you have your ultimate. Doesn't do anything.
I think it might just be taking it away from.
I was thinking it would give you extra money, but I think that's
more
a complete
passive
lie.
aggressive. I think it's more passive aggressive than anything else.
Yeah, I seem to remember it did something, but hey, you know what? That's why I don't have a very large brain. Wade, trying to make some noise, trying to make an impact. Oh, okay, here we go. Run it back, trying to cause a distraction. Maybe, make these rotates fully commit. Cut down relatively quickly, and W Key has managed to resolve his position somewhat. And they might not check this corner straight away, actually. Could be good for him. John goes down, but he's turning directly into Wade. The curveball is told and foretold. And now AAM and Tanman need to they don't have time to rotate again. They just got to find the kills. They will do so. And now Spike needs to go down. Needs to push this. X-Alpha had all of the advantages, had all the cards up his sleeves. He's really he's not allowed in any casinos anymore. 97.
I was incredibly harsh on W Key in the first half, so I have to give my man props where props is due. W Key did an absolutely insane job of holding that A site. The only player left, maintaining Shower's control, having the wherewithal to play that tight angle with everything being cleared and that rotation drawn perfectly. You could tell Notorious John did not seem to be particularly convinced anyone could be there. And not only good for one, but also good for two, taking down Wade. A little bit of serendipitous timing, avoiding that flash, but landing that quick headshot. And a round that they very much needed to win. There's an average Jonas lineup if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's SovaLineups.com material. And, well, Bazball. I mean, I actually sort of forgot to bring it up, why I think Bazball is so good. And, I mean, not only does he play Sova, so his brain is generally larger than average, but also, I mean, he's just been consistent enough to hold the team together. I think anyone else on this team probably would let it slip apart, but I mean, he is the glue that holds them all together. Nothing really happening so far. I mean, some skirmishes, takes 2 players down. Is that 30 health on both? Okay, John's come out the worst for wear there. But yeah, nothing really going on. They have to try and figure out a way onto this site, and they've given them enough time to rotate. So, I mean, it's gonna have to. Well, okay, so it seems like they've waited for the recon bolt to refresh. Where's this going?
30 seconds left.
Well, I mean, I can see where it's going, but I don't think you put a bounce on this. Here we go. Here comes the execute now. They're looking to go in. And, well, that didn't end well. WK picks that one up. Marshall on the other side tries to cause a distraction. Tanman stuck in the darkness, in the shadows. Pupful rising, looking for something. I thought he was going to go and try and knife someone then. Didn't quite work. Pupful on top of triple. And WK doesn't have a triple. That would have been a very nice transition. He has 4 instead. 9-8. Purdue pulling back. I mean, really got to try and reserve this lead now, Iowa.
Almost half of WK's kills have come in the last 2 rounds, and there has never been a better time for this Purdue squad to have WK come alive. Reyna is so much a momentum-based agent. If you're hitting your shots, she's absolutely deadly, even with the buff/nerf. But when she is online and she is doing well, even on defense, absolutely terrifying to run against just with those regenerative and get out of jail free cards that she has. And WK coming alive could spell disaster for this this Iowa squad.
Yeah, basketball gonna go. I thought they were running directly into the Molotov simply because I was thinking, hang on a minute, smokes don't extinguish in this game. That would have been awkward. But hey, You know, I want to quickly bring up the state of this Purdue squad. They've been through some changes. Rosters locked on the 31st of January. So, you know, we saw some different teams. We saw an entirely different Rutgers team in week 1 to what they've been playing. And, I mean, you know, I'm very much, and I think they'll be very happy as well with this acquisition of WK. But John is trying to maintain his position in this team. Very nice spray down. Now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I'll get back to my storytelling after this round, because it looks like John might be on for something big now. As they just mercilessly run around the corner looking for a spray. Doesn't give him an ace, but 4K will do. Is that 3 4Ks in 3 rounds? Was that or is it
two in a row.
Okay.
WK had one last round. John, getting envious of WK getting all of the attention, had to bring himself live onto the server. And 2 absolutely massive rounds from 2 players who had been pretty quiet up until that point. Finally, a little weight taken off of the shoulders of Spaghetti, and we have ourselves a tie game. We were sitting at 9-2 1 round before the end of the half, and we have seen 7 of the last 8 go the way of Purdue and taken down to Sheriffs. They've already won 1 round like this. I hesitantly say I would be surprised to see them win a second one. But they are pushing the correct site. 5-man out of hookah, going up against only 2 players sitting there for Iowa. Or excuse me,
Spaghetti has
Purdue.
dodged every piece of utility thrown in that cubby, and I am amazed. Here comes the showstopper, though, from Tan Man. Looking to make something. He sees the man that's been there for about 10 minutes and does spot him out and take him out. Here comes WK Empress. Looking for something. Dismiss. Well, things have devolved. Boombot doesn't cause much of a distraction. The paint shells will kill off the other rays. Tan Man goes down. 20 health now for AAM. Well, I mean... Oh! Bazball, Hunter's Fury. Oh, well, they just completely baited him. That's unfortunate. Completely baited. The time is pretty low. Maybe a kill onto the diffuser now might be able to find something, but he can't get over the box quick enough, and that'll do it. I'm going to try and talk about this, the state of Purdue again. Let's give this a go. So basically what happened was on the 31st of January, rosters locked, and we saw a few changes, namely WK that came into the Purdue team. I can't remember who was there before him. You might be able to remember that for me, but I don't quite remember.
Off the top of my head, I told you I have a very selective memory.
Yeah. So they were playing as their main subs, WK and Kimchi, who has been playing, never played on stream obviously, but has been playing as a sub. And they did pick up and honestly, I don't see it. I don't see any problems with it so far. He's been, I mean, obviously a rough first half, but those happen, and he's been making a very good impact. So, good choice from the managers of Purdue. Little clap for you, who managed to make that decision. But hey, it's all about what you can do. I was gonna say on the Rift. I've been watching too much League of Legends. It's about what you can do in Morocco on Bind. And well, Shocknut's coming up. Up goes the lockdown, and they're gonna have to try and defend this because it is pretty easily accessible. But it's not, they've not really committed fully to anything here. But WK, as I big him up, he comes down, Caster's Curse, you are welcome. X-Alpha does find one through the Cyber Cage, and the run it back Phoenix is taken out as well. And well, Notorious John trying to make any sort of push in, trying to get a foothold in the site. Kills off the alarm bot. And now, well, they've got 3 versus 3. They are going to leave. Not a bad decision. Maybe knife running. They haven't got a whole lot of time there. Spaghetti is trolling and just standing in front of his teammates as they're trying to run towards the site. And now they need to try and make something. 3-man spray into Hookah will find that kill. X-Alpha also manages to find one, and now it's all up to Notorious John. That and elbow, trying to make an impact. Headshot needs to come off. Spike never got planted.
Did not have a chance. Wonderful use of the breach utility, breaking out the ultimate. And a good instinct play on the play of John. A lesser breach might have waited till the post-plant scenario and let Iowa get set up in more comfortable positions and let them isolate the fights. feeling the pressure. We saw Wade swing out of hookah, loses that gunfight, and the other two are stunned. And when you're not kidding anybody through that. X Alpha trying his absolute, X Alpha, yeah, trying his absolute hardest to hold things together, but not what you'd want to see. And the first operator being brought out, Putfall. Well,
not the best start. I must say, it is so refreshing to watch a game without Jet. I have not seen like a competitive game without Jet in so long, and like on both teams, that is. Obviously, I've seen some in VCT where they've not played Jet, but I mean, it's so refreshing, especially being able to cast it and make sense of it, you know, in my own time. I mean, it feels almost like a different game because that no one can just go in, other than a running back Phoenix, no one can just run it in and completely, you know, get out of jail free card like they can. And there's some, well, I mean, I was about to resume, and X Alpha said that he wants to get this game done quickly. He's got to eat in a little bit. So 12-9, and well, Iowa, relative throw. The defensive side of Purdue is, I mean, it's lethal. But I will say, if they can show this on not their map pick, on a good defense, think about how, not as it was, but defensive side split still is. I think we can say that a little bit. And it's their map pick. I don't see any reason why this should be... I mean, I expect Purdue to take this fully, but I do not see a reason why they won't take split after this. Well, there might be one reason. WKey picks up AAM swiftly.
Before WKey's 4K, and I believe 5 rounds ago, he was sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard with 6 kills. He is sitting at the top of the leaderboard, 17 and 15 and 4. Truly a momentum player, and you can absolutely feel the confidence brimming, swinging that peak with the utmost confidence of you are not going to be able to hit me, and things have slowed down for this Iowa attack.
Oh no. Oh, Wade! I believe in the business we call that getting turned on. Wade will happily take that one in his stride. And now, looking to perhaps actually make something happen here. Cutfall should find that shot. Yeah, I mean, are you really going to step to that? He's a Jet main at heart, and he will not, you know, be separated from his true love for a whole game. But now, WKey pushing through into long. Wrong position, but even if you push down somewhere, often, you know, it can be a bit of a surprise in that you didn't expect someone to be there. Spaghetti has just violated Tan Man. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. And bounce ball goes down as well. Spaghetti is an unlikely hero as Purdue take a very, very happy defense, 13-9.
Huh. You know, I'm going to be real honest. Did not see that one coming. Absolutely fantastic play on the side of the Purdue Boilermakers. And when you look at that score sheet, you do see Spaghetti, John, Putfall, and WKey leading the way in ACS, only topped by Wade. The only player that carried any momentum throughout any of that whole process was Wade throughout that process. And that 4K coming in round. Oh, I'm trying to find it. Coming in round 16. Coming in round 16. And from that point on, you could not stop WKey. WKey not having the highest ACS, but the impact frags that he was able to put out. John putting a lot of damage down range. Putfall doing what Putfall does, finally picking up the operator to close things out. And Spaghetti being the battle Brimstone. You see battle Sage. You see battle Cypher. Very rarely do you see a battle Brimstone. Brimstone's utility is so important. The smokes being deadly, the post-plant Molotov lineups. Absolutely wonderful position, and you have to wonder how that is going to leave Iowa feeling. That being said, the last time that we did see them on broadcast, they lost a heartbreaker in much of the same fashion in a very similar type of quote-unquote throw against Minnesota, and then came back and absolutely destroyed on Bind. That was so a little bit of a mirror matchup. And if Purdue can keep this same kind of momentum up with WKey doing what WKey does, they're going to be a very, very tough team to beat. And I will have my place in the predictions right where I want them, tied right back up with you, buddy. Just letting you know I'm creeping back up on you.
I would like to quickly say, before we head to our break, I've just seen that Blissful Gamer has joined the lobby. Now, Wade is the sub, but Wade is playing really well. I would not be surprised if we see someone else being John has
Notorious
left the
John.
party.
The notorious
Well,
John dropped out. Interesting.
Blissful Gamer replaced by John, not the same role. We'll have to see what that happens, but you'll have to see that one after the break.
Y'all, welcome back to the Aquatic Arena. And man, that last game was crazy. I really thought that Purdue was not going to make it through there. And then what a comeback.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible there. See, kind of because there was actually a pretty big difference, and they just slowly started to come and creep up on him, and that was pretty awesome. I was stuck right here actually.
We're on a bit of a delay here in the studio, and I was looking at the score live, and we were looking at it as it was going through, and I was like, man, Purdue's made a comeback, and Riptide was like, what? It's been like 2 minutes. How? So that's pretty crazy to see. But y'all, on top of that, I do want to take a couple minutes. Riptide and I are going to talk about some things that are going on here at Aquatic before we get back into the action.
Tacos.
Tacos are also coming, which is always a great thing here at Aquatic. You do know we like to eat. On that note, I do want to quickly talk about, one of the big things that we're super excited about is the upcoming Aquatic birthday. We have almost been around for 1 year, and what a year it's been. I mean, we've built this crazy studio. We've brought on a bunch of people. We've got all sorts of great equipment. We have great sponsors. I mean, it's really been a good year, right?
Yeah, it has been really incredible. And again, just to think that this started just as a passion, fun kind of activity, leaving work that you started in your closet. And now it's flourished into jobs and teams. And I mean, hell, who was the team our 16 faced the other day? It's slipping my mind. I can't even think right now. But the one
Envy.
Envy. Thank you. I mean, just like that's where we're at now, and it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah, it's only continuing to grow, and there's going to be so much more that's coming over the next couple of weeks. We're really excited about it. We're so excited. We're actually throwing a big birthday bash on April 3rd. We're going to be doing a 48-hour stream with all sorts of cool things. Some charity sponsors we'll be talking about soon. And of course, we have that really big, exciting giveaway for that Alienware Aurora 11, so they can get your hands on that 30 series card.
So Warden Blackbeard gave me a little tip the other day, actually, I believe last night, and said to check underneath your desk. The problem with that is you have multiple desks in here for different occasions. So I'm looking for that 3060 Ti card that is in that Alienware. Now, he tried to trick me the other day because we have one of those in here, but it has a 2080 Super. I already have a 2080 Super.
This computer you'll never find. This one is hidden.
Very upset.
On top of that great giveaway, we've also partnered up with Helm Audio, another great brand, to do some really cool giveaways on one of their new products that Riptide's going to tell you a little bit about.
Yeah, the DB12 amp is fantastic. It's a AAA studio grade quality that uses a 1/8 inch or the standard what you would call like a headphone jack, TRS 1/8 inch jack that you can use with your headphones. So preamps in general, for anybody who wants to be an audio nerd, gets you up to line level, but this particular amp actually gets you not only the line level, but a dB of 12, a 12 decibel boost, and it engages a bass boost engaged with THX. So anybody who wants to get nerdy, THX is Lucas is Disney. I mean, this is like a big thing for a big product. So I use it. I listen to a lot of music and a lot of podcasts driving to work. I got a long drive, and so it's real cool to listen to it in the quality. So I have one rigged up in my car, but we were playing Warzone a little bit ago when they had given us to the office to try, and they really are incredible with gaming. When you just say THX, the word is cinematic, and it stands true even in gaming. So
definitely make sure to check out Instagram at both Neptjun Gaming as well as Aquatik Esports to take advantage of those fantastic giveaways that are going on. And as Riptide had said at the earlier part of it today, we did finish up our last season of the Community Mashup series. That will be kicking off again very shortly. So you get your Saturdays to get out there and enjoy the world for a little bit, but get ready to dive back in that community arena because it is right around the corner. And then, of course, on Monday, we bring back Making Waves that Riptide's been working very hard on, along with Titan, which is a first-of-its-kind gaming debate show. That was pretty awesome last week.
Yeah, I was really excited. When we kind of came up with the idea, it was something that we weren't sure if we're like, does this fit the community? Does this? We're like, well, let's just do it. We always like to try new things, and we've tried things in the past too. And it seemed like people really liked it. They were talking about it. And it's really exciting. So going the next week, we'll see what the next topic is and see if people are, equally kind of debating back and forth in the chat. I just, especially sitting at the desk here watching it, it was really exciting and having fun.
I'm excited to see it myself. And then I'll say one more thing before we turn it back over to the game that I know you're all dying to get back into. And of course, don't forget Thursday, our fireside chat at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about things going on in the aquatic community, but we're also bringing in one of our favorite creators, our creator of the month, Vandy, to do some cool things with Pokemon. So if you're a Pokemon fan, definitely be there this Thursday. As you can see, Riptide is corner, and here they are.
We're back with the prospect of Yoru no put full on Sage?
Huh.
This guy was a jet main about 3 hours ago. What is also please respect, guys, please respect the uniforms that the teams have picked out. Blissful Gamer is chosen to be toxic as his title ensues, but I mean it's elegant to look at, isn't it?
It's really satisfying to see the 5 self-satisfied frogs staring over at their opponents, showing up against some very angry chickens, and the very angry chickens.
Maybe we should call the teams that name: the frogs versus the chickens. I'm up for it.
That would keep us from any potential lawsuits ever in the future, but it also might make these teams never want to play for our tournament again. So I'm gonna err on the side of caution and just call them by their names. But at the same time, you know, I respect the gusto in you going for that.
Look at these guys. Look at these boys. This is the type of people. Oh, he's got a little hat on. Look at that. That's nice.
It's a little
Oh,
frog
that's Cypher.
hat too.
Wait.
Or is
That's
that a Cypher hat?
Cypher hat, but it's froggy.
Fantastic.
Froggers.
Oh.
Wait, okay.
No.
That's an inside joke from the lobby chat.
No.
It's terrible. But that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Anyway, breaking into a site, it's not gone particularly brilliantly to start with. John falls to Bazball. X-Alpha picks up. I'm still not over the fact that he's playing Sage. I still don't understand. But hey, maybe we know something we don't. Camera goes up. Doesn't actually check it. Looking for a headshot. X-Alpha can't really find anything. And now it's all up to Tanman to pull something out the bag. Camera dismantled. And well, he's got some backup now. This time. Ah, well, there you go. If you're not looking at your opponents, tend to not win. Purdue take the first round for a change. And, well, I mean, talking about what we, need to, expect going into Split, I mean, I see Iowa have a better chance of taking this.
Iowa looked like they had a lot of intention on what they wanted to do. A very fast heaven take, unprepared for W Key sitting there on that heaven balcony. That's, there's a huge risk in going 5-man to any place. There's a lot of angles that go unchecked, and unfortunately for Iowa there, that was the key angle that went missing. And as a result, we have W Key off to a hot start and a Vandal already in his hand, and he is feeling very, very good about this one.
Oh yeah, surely. A little bit of spray down. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Bazball shuts him up. No more, thank you. And Bazball, well, okay. Well, it's short-lived. And hang on, Blissful Gamer, Battle Sage, looking for a little bit more, but 2 Spectres from 2 different angles will do that. They save the Vandal, keep it for another day, and, well, I mean, it's, you know, not terrible saving your gun. The Hero Vandal, I mean, I appreciate it. It worked out.
I mean, when you have the money to buy full rifle and you know you're going to go up against, at the very best of a situation, should Iowa have decided to force, which they absolutely did not, you're going up against either Spectre no armor, Stinger and light armor, Stinger and no armor, a Bucky. You're gonna be, especially on defense, when you dictate the angles that you want to fight at, you're going to want to have that Vandal in your hands, and keeping 3 players alive does allow for a pretty comfortable rebuy into this bonus round. Putfall opting for just a Bucky and no armor, going up against the 5 rifles of Iowa. But on defense on this map, especially with how tight the angles are, I know Riot has done a pretty good job of making the angles a little bit better for the attackers. But that Bucky and those Spectres do have a much higher viability than you would on like a map like Haven or Ascent.
Yeah, what do you think about the Bucky, by the way? It's come into a bit more fruition in VCT, seen that a few times, and honestly, it's proven itself to be a gun that you can definitely buy on those eco rounds.
It's toxic and I hate it. Oh, Bazball,
Nice.
absolutely fantastic shot onto W Key, getting just a little bit too aggressive, and that ultimate coming out early is going to prompt a rotate into mid, knowing that Brimstone, the only player there to challenge it, and not there to challenge it very long.
Yeah, well, Putfall now needs to make an impact, only has a heal. Paranoia and Curveball, very nice execute, but they're not looking the right way. Putfall tries to find a spray, but doesn't. X-Alpha tries to clean up for what Putfall could not clean. And will do so, at least hold them back for a little bit. John has a big opportunity to end the round now, but Tanman decides that that's not happening. And now X-Alpha has to find something on the vents, and still nothing. Bazball showing himself to have come alive. Blissful Gamer is in the lobby, by the way, everybody. Also on Sage. Normally Reyna, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. I think the only reason Putfall's actually playing Sage, this is a complete guess, because he was the last to lock in, and you think, hang on a minute, we're on split.
There is
Someone's
surely
got no
no
Sage.
chance. There is no way a team as good as Purdue panic decided what agent they were playing. Putfall, I think Putfall, the IGL, going to shift into a little bit more of a passive role. We've seen him a lot on Sova over the course of our season. A little bit of Jet here and there when he was really feeling himself, but playing a character where you have a little bit more of the ability to read the minimap, make some calls, and he has not shown any inability to frag on any of these characters, so doing a wonderful job of maintaining his position on the roster. And baseball,
maybe could have done better there, really. X-Alpha also finds 1, finds 2 on the B side. The attack is quelled. Putfall cleans that one up as well, and now it's only AAM. Does have the spike. It's doable. However, everything else, like, yeah, jumping out, saying, hello, here I am, in the middle of your smoke is probably not the best. Oh, Putfall! Ooh, toxic a little bit. The tactical crouch, resting his legs a little bit. Putfall, I mean, we'll take it. 3-1 Purdue right now. Iowa not coming out as strong, but maybe that's just because they're on the attack.
and they are having the same issues that Purdue had in the attacking half of the first map. Not really any creativity to their attacks, a lot of isolated one-on-one gunfights that are going to favor that defensive side, and WKey, X-Alpha, and Putfall are all just hitting their shots, and we see yet another 5-man push going towards that A side, delayed by the smoke coming down from Spaghetti. When you're going Sheriffs and a hero Spectre, not even a hero rifle, you're just trying to get the plant down, but Spaghetti is having absolutely none of that.
Mate, he's just cleaning house. You shall not pass. Tries to... That was very interesting from Tanman. Tried to take to the skies, but Spaghetti, also known as anti-air missile. Spaghetti will clean that one up pretty swiftly. I mean, they are trying things, definitely, but being shut down relatively quickly.
Round like that, you know, best case scenario, you get a spike down. Maybe you're able to take out 2 or 3 of the defenders, force them to rebuy. Spaghetti and Putfall use it instead to practice their aim lab routine, clicking on heads. And really, John not having much to do. He's hardly seen a person sitting at 0-2. The rest sitting at 6 and 5 kills. No one but Baseball really seems to have shown up to this second map for Iowa. Baseball sitting at 7. The next closest Tanman at 2. Not the impact that we expect from him.
No. And, well, the impact of losing all these rounds is definitely being felt. John finds Wade. Phoenix gone. Now AAM has to fight through the sky smoke and will not do so. A little bit of a tricky idea to go through mid here. Wade is, Ion. John got it wrong twice. Looking for something. Does have the resurrection, should he choose to use it, but it's a little bit risky here. Could allow the swing. Though only 30 HP. Okay, heal. Very interesting to see 2 Sages. It reminds me of playing, in beta and stuff. Oh, that's toxic. Orbital strike from Spaghetti, only to find the man who's just been brought back to life. Tanman trying to hold the line. AAM goes down. It's now only Tanman with a dream. And Spaghetti, man, he is showing up. Someone that was sort of in the back lines, support definitely, is really showing himself to be very much capable.
Spaghetti sitting at 8-2-2, hardly anyone dying. The lowest credit fall is Pupfall having to buy all of his utilities, sitting at 3.8k. And this is total and utter domination and yet another economic reset. We're seeing us. I mean, this isn't closed beta, so there's nothing exciting about having a shorty in your hands with Tanman on the stinger. The best case scenario for them just running in, maybe being able to land a lucky headshot. But it seems that Purdue is reading this incredibly well, and with no early activity on A, they're going to full rotate into mid and 4-stack on that B site.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've tried something that's called pushing the site this time. And by that I mean they put up a wall and decided they didn't want any of it. One way cyber cage to be expected on the B site. It might as well be part of the map by now. And things are, I mean, they're struggling to get going, just generally struggling to formulate a plan. I think, figure out something. They're just being caught out in mid. But now John is taking a step back. He's about to get all of the information that he needs. And they can't really take that trip through sewer because it's been compromised. There's been enough of a flank. John going huge spray down 3. Lots of 3-man spray down this series. And he wants his piece of the pie. Crystal Gamer almost gets one through the sky smoke actually. But I mean that is unmotivating at the very least. AAM does find one, but he doesn't know that there's another man on his back. He's gonna take that run through sewers, actually. Not a terrible idea until he dies. Then it was a very bad idea. John might just drop it down here and alpha him, but Spaghetti always has to get one at least, and he will do so. 6-1 here on split. Things are looking worse than Bind.
That, to be fair, there's really been 3 gun rounds in the hands of Iowa, and they've not been able to do anything with it. I don't know why they seem as ill-prepared as they do right now. There's really no creativity coming out from the attacks, and we're seeing a lot of early rotations out of that Purdue squad. If Iowa wants a chance back into it, and we're finally seeing it now, 2-man split over on the A main side of things and 3 men leaning towards B. If they're going to be able to bait any of these rotations, W key through the smoke, landing a headshot onto Baseball, finally getting one back from the early game. Where it seemed that Baseball had his number.
XD in the chat from WP.
Not much else you can do about that, and just like that, they're finding themselves in a 4v5, and that's pretty much been the story of the half. Iowa never once having any form of an advantage going into the deeper parts of this round.
Just better, but not as good as Blissful Gamer. He'll take that one. There is a res still for Purdue, so that's still available, so they can bring W Key back to life and have him again. But hang on a minute, John. He's doing his best impression of Prop Hunt, and I can respect it. Holding the line, maybe a run it back, just complete alpha. But to be fair, if it goes wrong, he dies very easily. John now looking for another spray down for 3. Only gets 2, one worse, but he'll take it. And Spaghetti is just waiting for that one. Oh! Okay, AAM still looking to go more, but X alpha. He'll clean that one up. His luck ran dry, and honestly, I believed it for a little bit. but they're going to have to try and get more rounds than this if they want to try and win this. They are on the attack, but this isn't old Split.
Not old Split in any way, shape, or form, but Purdue is making it look like old Split in the way that they're playing these defensive setups. We did see them look significantly more comfortable on this defensive side over on Vine, and that does seem to have translated over onto Split. And another, not as broken with the loss bonus having been built up of baseball only on light armor and a Spectre in the hands of Tan Man. Not in any way the complete buy that you would want to try and make this sort of comeback. And very low credits for this Iowa squad, almost ready to be economically completely reset again. Although it's not so much of a reset if there never was any economy to begin with.
Yeah. They're looking onto this B side, but every single time that they get even slightly resisted, they just walk back and, well, using up the trap wire on the running back might actually be a decent play. Tan Man, show us what you can do. This is his bread and butter now. Showstopper goes out, does find a kill. And now with all of the Cypher utility, remember when he dies, it all gets dismantled. Can't be used anymore, so, I mean, that's a big kill. Cyber Cage goes up, but Pupfall is waiting. And Spaghetti as well. It's just so good. Pupfall falls, as his namesake suggests. And now Spike goes down. And it's time for WK to pull something out the bag. Will do one, dismiss. Ion, John, god damn it. John on the vents will find it, and well, Empress used up in the after round. Are they gonna defuse it?
Oh, they're just being toxic at this point.
Yeah, this is mean. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think as soon as they're shown any sort of resistance, they just sort of falter and don't really, you know, try and push through it. And especially on B, where you've got all that Cypher utility, it can be really dangerous.
They've got the Cypher utility, and they also have Sage making sure that nothing can happen through mid. John playing typically in that Vince position, able to anchor that mid rotate. And when you're pushing 5 men down into a choke point, it really just does become target practice and not much of really anything else in utility. And you want to be mad at WK for wasting the ultimate, but at this point with an 8-1 lead, him sitting at 9-5 and on the operator, a new operator in or a new opper for this Purdue squad, playing it on the Reyna this time.
Oh no.
You can't really criticize him for anything other than just having bad manners.
The coordination there was admirable, but the shots were not. Go on, jump. One of you. Oh well. Pixels in it now. Wade, nicely done. Big pick onto the Sage with the ultimate as well. Shuts down that possibility, but still unable to make any landfall on any sort of site. A site wide open, Spike nowhere to be found. And the wall is on its last legs now. And as I say that, it falls. Might just be time to sprint this through sewers and try and get the Spike down, because they're really struggling to do that. But AAM is sticking around. They're trying to sell this rotation, I think. Okay, they're going through, but WK is waiting on the other end with an operator. Nice curveball to disrupt him. Wade! Going big, but Spaghetti is still there. And well, now it's only John and Alpha who decided that they didn't want to rotate quick enough. Spike goes down. This is the best chance they've had in a while to get themselves more than one, to see if they can hold strong. Tan Man holding that ramp position. It could be anywhere, and it's really dangerous. They've got one on the site with the operator as well. Trying to bait out that shot, they will do so. Screens, but Blissful Gamer takes him out, and another one for him as well. John goes down, thrifty win. They will take that, and if they keep giving themselves those opportunities, then, well, the comeback isn't too far behind.
The 8-4 half is much more serviceable, much more manageable, and much preferable than what it was looking like with 8-1, 8-2. There's still no economic reset. There still is an operator in the hands of Puffall this round, a little bit of tossing around of that operator. But Wade really coming online that round, sitting at 2-10, his only 2 kills coming in that round, and big damage onto John as well in that round. You really need to see more of that, and on a weapon other than the Sheriff, but they'll take the round win as they can get it. And Pupfall going to be locking down B main with 3 players stacked towards 3 players stacked towards mid for Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, they had real trouble getting into the B site, and they've just made it much, much harder. Hopeful with the operator. It didn't work out last time. Will it work out again? It's like you've got 2 demons on either site. You've either got to deal with Alpha and all of his utility, and the B site generally, or you come to A and deal with this man, Spaghetti, who's been Mr. Consistent all series. Up goes the red. Oh, okay. You know what? It's nowhere near as bad as it could have been. Maybe a little bit of a waste, but still, I mean, this is the story of Iowa so far. They haven't really been able to make a plan and execute it.
A little bit of presence towards mid and 2 in spawn with 30 seconds left. It's looking like it's going to be a B split. The question becomes, do they expect X Alpha as deep as he is, and do they trade him?
Ooh, John doesn't fall. Big whiff, really. And here's Alpha as well. In the main, finds 2. Dangerous, still alive as well. Still alive and kicking. The spike plant positions are reduced to very much one option. And now, well, Tanman has to pull something out the bag. They do take care of Alpha. Good start. Tanman retreats. I love that. With the blast pack. Finds his way out. W Key, though, on the site. He's ever so dangerous. Does take out Bazball, but not before the kill. Hiding on the box. Wall goes up. And now W Key really... Ooh, I'm not sure about that from Tanman. Really didn't need to peek it. And now W Key with it all to do. He can secure a 9-3 half here, which is definitely winnable. For the headshot onto Wade, will find it for 3. And just walks into the hot hands. And now, pros, do they fake? Can you not get out? Ooh, that's debatable. Tanman given a little bit of luxury there. I mean, he loses the operator, but given a little bit of a, you know, an oracle's wish in terms of luck, and he won't get that again. 8-3 now on split, though. They'll take the round, but they can't reproduce that sort of luck again.
X Alpha did a wonderful job in B main. Good for 2. Unfortunately for him, overpeaked just a little bit, and that allowed Tanman to take control of Garage. And Tanman did a wonderful job of being just enough of a nuisance to not allow W Key to believe he was safe in defusing it. Got it just to half and went for the peak and just lost the 50-50 gun duel. But if you're Tanman, you're really happy with how that goes, and that puts them in a position where they can finish out this half 8-4, and you have light armor and actually have, for the first time, a little bit of a weaponry advantage with an operator in your hands and light armor on the body of W Key right now. So not all hope is lost, and when you go to that defensive side, there is that boost in confidence. Comes down to a really exciting pistol round.
Iowa, their defense has proven to be far superior, so going in 8-4, probably more of an advantage than it would be for many other teams. Here comes Wade, run it back, up goes the curveball, but they are just retreating. Makes his way onto the site, maybe can find a pick, but he's not looking. He gets the information at least that there's one in the back site, and X Alpha takes him out. And now Wade has W Key to deal with, and will not do so. Blissful Gamer, though, nice close shot with the operator. AAM has to try and find something now. 2v2, but 1 isn't on the site yet. Now AAM brings it down to a 1v1. Spike not down, fakes the plant. Nice, baits out the incendiary. And now has the paranoia, should he choose to use it, actually. This could be big, but Spaghetti holds him to honesty. 9-3. And, well, they probably could have done better there. I think maybe AAM, a little bit of a whiff, but we switch sides now, and well, it's about the defense now for Iowa.
AAM had his ultimate ready, and he saw that Molotov come out of heaven for Spaghetti, and there was time left on the round for him not to take that fight, especially knowing that Spaghetti knew exactly where he was. He just forced himself deeper and deeper into a hole and just really wanted to take that ego peak. And to a certain degree, I respect it, but with the ultimate and with your abilities, you have to take advantage of that opportunity given, and that was a gift of information from Spaghetti. They knew he was in heaven, but maybe he wrapped B main, maybe he wrapped CT. There were so many places where he could have been, gave away his position with the Molly. Unfortunately for him, was able to win the gunfight, but AAM should never have given him that gunfight in the first place.
I'm not sure about this. Setting up Cypher on A. And they've only got 1 man. It's a duelist. And it's Phoenix as well. I'm not sure about this. WK looking for a headshot on the wall. Yes, does find it and heals off it as well. Wade has managed to stay alive in this site through the wall. But, I mean, it's not ideal situation. And now, Tanman as well. But they have just been given the site for free. You can't not really have Cypher on this site. It's just too open. Pupful does find 2, and they're looking like they mean to go on. Bazball, though, does find 1. But WK swiftly takes that one out. That, I don't think, is the plan at all. I don't think that's the strat. Cypher A is not the way to do things.
Cypher A, you can get away with. A lot of teams run it just for the utility of having the tripwire in vent room and a tripwire in A main. It really does take away a lot of area. And for these upper level teams, being able to take that much map control and gather that much information at very low risk, not a bad play. But if you're not going to put either an AAM or Tanman or someone that can do any bit of slowing, Wade is just not going to be able to slow down that 5-man push. And with WK lurking and able to get that opening pick, speaking of 5-man pushes, they're just going to go out A. And Spaghetti's going to take care of Wade there. Wade 0 for 2 on those sight holds and facing down the barrel of an 11th for Classics, really the only thing that they have to work with at this point.
Yeah, well, here comes WK. He is on fire right now. Talk about the star of the show. Does take a little bit of damage, might go down here, but it's just spraying. And the pistols aren't enough. Blissful Gamer. I mean, this is just... If he wins this, I mean, I don't... the game might as well end the game now. Iowa should just take it, but... This, yeah, there we go. That's about how I expected it to go. Flawless win for Purdue. They at least heeded my advice and put the Cypher on B, but even still, I mean, they're doing what Iowa didn't do, which was just push.
They smelled blood in the water. They knew what they were going up against and took full advantage of the run and gun capability of those Stingers and allowed 5 to stay alive throughout that whole process. And this is really last chance saloon for this Iowa squad if they want to mount any sort of a comeback. If they lose this, they're up against 12 and they are going to have a total of possibly 3,000 credits to each of their names. Not a lot of hope there in WK living up to his namesake all the way already through vents.
Ooh.
And pays for his aggression in blood as Wade more than aware and more than able to hear through his headphones.
Passball. Holding. I mean, some picks here might be nice. Does find 1. And it's the Sage as well. So, could be worse. Still got John, though. Hiding. This is definitely better for Iowa. But you can't just go off one round. John is being given free reign to go into mailroom right now. And, well, at least they're watching it. And it's all about this swing now. Curveball goes out. They're not even looking. Managed to avoid the flash. And Blissful Gamer will take that one in kind. Alpha also snaking his way on. Doesn't have the spike. It's a bit of a distraction now. As much as I'd like to say that Iowa might have this, look who's still alive. It's Spaghetti to try and do it all. Well.
Nope.
Humbling. Humbling from Tanman. Shut Spaghetti up. Doesn't care what your past rounds look like. It's all about the here and now. They managed to claw one back. A rare round win. And now, I mean, no time to, prepare. It's time to mount the comeback.
Absolutely crucial, not only that they win that round, but they win that round cleanly, and they won it as clean as you can possibly do. Rebuys only coming up on the armor, and we are seeing them being rewarded for their trouble by going back up against the 5 Vandal. Light armor on Pumpfall, really the only saving grace. An economic reset is set for after this, but they are going to that 5-man push. Absolutely no respect for the Iowa defense there.
Yeah, well, I can't get through. And, I mean, they went back to what works. They went back to full aggression. Let WK win the game for you. And he's doing that now. Empress as well up, made it even more dangerous. Blissful Gamer does approach from the backside. Might be able to find something, but the wall is not ideal. They're not looking the right way. Empress is taken out another as well. Blissful Gamer does find another one too. Now it's doable. But they need to play this well. Spaghetti's still alive. Dangerous. Oh, nice orbital strike. Baits out AAM, who has to walk into the path of John. And Spaghetti takes him out, and this man is just a one-man army. You don't get past Spaghetti. He does not allow you even close.
Match point.
I love this Brimstone. It's 12-4. Match point for Purdue. Iowa have it all to do.
Silver lining to this is the fact that 5 rifles are going to be in play, and Puffball again going to be forced onto a lighter buy. Whether nope, somebody kicked him in Odin. Oh, that is a little toxic in baseball, missing the one-way just once. It's a shame he had to be on broadcast for that one.
Go on, do it again.
But there are 5 rifles at the very least, so there is hope for Iowa. And yeah, hate to. Oh,
There
he
we
got
go.
one. He got one, baby.
Well, they can't pick it up anymore, can they? Because it's only
Nope.
3 rounds. So that's stuck there now. But hey, work with what you got.
Cage triggered.
So, oh god, here we go. Pup full cam for this round as he holds the mighty beast. That is the Odin. Oh, look at this push up mid actually. John has made significant progress. The wall is up though. I think it has a hole in it. Yeah, it's a very large hole, doorway-sized hole. Here comes the curveball for John, looking for something, but they managed to retreat out just in time. And the push has been significantly slow. They thrive off the panic of you, and they're not allowing this to happen, but X-Alpha is holding the line. And now it's AAM, but hello, my name's WKey, and you're not alive anymore. Tanman looking for the kill, does find one. There's another one approaching. And he needs to play this perfectly. John, a swing there might have sealed it. And, wow, look at the spike. Sneaking its way towards A. I really like this, but this should be a kill here. Yeah, simple enough. And, well,
Spike's
now,
down.
Mid.
Wade. Spike down in mid. What can you do here? Phoenix on Phoenix. Crosshair placement, not ideal. Spray down from Wade. He took out the spike and he took out the survivors. 12-5. He'll take that. And, well, I mean, it's only one round. But
Check that spray down back. I need to see it again.
let's have a look.
Absolutely wonderful job by Wade. Able to take the spike down to mid, and a little bit of lack of coordination and lackadaisical play leads to a very, very low health X-Alpha having to double peek that angle. And well, when all you have to do is hold down mouse 1, your job becomes a lot easier, and that's an economic reset. Maybe a 6th round. I'm not sure entirely that it's a comeback quite yet. But you know, at least something to hang your hat on. And Wade heating up a little bit.
Oh, that was a little too close to call. Everyone just died. Like, I looked away for a few seconds, or we were just watching this, and 2 pushed up mid, and well, Iowa had something to say about that. Trespassing is something they are very much not a fan of, and now it's all up for Pupfall. Cut down and cut throat. 12-5, looking like it's going to be 12-6, unless we see some magic. What is it that Iowa need to make sure they're doing to make sure this? What is comeback 101?
They, at this point, it doesn't matter how cleanly you win the rounds. You're always going to be able to rebuy afterwards. Not getting too aggressive, playing together. I mean, they've just finally started winning their opening fights, but they need to be playing for trades and not overextending, because they're getting a lot of aggression from the side of Purdue. And if we think back to Bind, that aggression was met with dropping back off the site and playing the retake when someone like WKey, who's really feeling himself this game, gets too aggressive, and you can punish that. But if you're ego challenging 1v1 duels, as AAM did, and now there are no smokes for this retake, you're gonna
pushing.
have
Oh god, this is bad. Sorry to cut you off. That looked like some sort of tsunami going through. They rezzed. Blissful Gamer has rezzed Wade. He'll take that. But they've decided they want to win a round, so they've gone B, and Iowa really don't have a response for it. I mean, WK just has so much presence that he can just do what he wants. And, oh, okay, now it's up to Blissful Gamer and AAM to do the most. Can they pull something out the bag? AAM can't, and now Blissful Gamer stuck behind his own wall. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Spaghetti does go down, but he's slowed, and now any sort of push out is dangerous, and that'll do it. They take out the wall. Purdue actually do better on against their own map pick on a map I was sure Iowa would take, and Purdue add 2 to their win tally. Iowa I would say disappointing performance to say the least of it. But I mean, what can you do against W Key?
W Key going from the bottom frag after 10 after the first what?
Yeah, about 10
I want
rounds.
to say 10, 11, maybe even 12 rounds, bottom frag, 5 kills to finish with 18 and finish with 22 in this map, carrying that momentum. And Reyna, really, really toxic to play against, especially when it's getting played well. And W Key's aggression not getting punished in the same way that it did on the attack side on Bind. Spaghetti showing up big on both maps, and X Alpha really shaking off the new Sheen as the new addition to the roster, and really showing himself incredibly comfortable, not only getting 16 kills, but only dying 8 times. And I did not check, but in the first half, that he did not die many times on that
Oh,
B
no.
hold, and was truly an anchor. Baseball doing the best that he can, Blissful Gamer doing the best that he can. But when the fraggers of Wade and Tanman kind of go missing the way that they did, not being able to hold down any sites, really just tough. And Purdue showing themselves to be a team that is a force to be reckoned with, even after the roster changes. So good for them, doing what they needed to do and getting a little bit more of a buffer onto that round total. Going to be interesting to watch them down the stretch as they jockey for that number 1 seed, the home map advantage. But overall, just a fantastic job by Purdue today, especially coming back after that first half on Bind.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, John sort of went missing in this game, but when you have, like, we're talking W Key, I cannot stress how much Spaghetti had an impact in that game. You couldn't go B because Alpha was there for the first half, and I mean, we've talked about that already. But you couldn't go A either because Spaghetti was just sitting there, and we saw in that one round where he just sprayed down everyone when they tried to push through, and then you have to go ramp. But guess who's ramp? It's W Key. It was almost a perfect system. Mid was just out of their control. Wade couldn't really get going. I mean, I can't tell you to rely on Wade every single game to pull something out the bag, but I mean, all credit to Purdue. Iowa fall at the final hurdle. I really fancied their chances in this game, but it just didn't happen.
It did not happen, and that is a tough pill to swallow if you are an Iowa esports fan, as that is going to make it even more challenging for them to catch up to that number 8 seed. But we will be back next week at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, 7:15 for that pre-show. And before we kick it over to the boys down in Naples, a huge thank you to CORSAIR, as always, for sponsoring this event. We're going to show you one more of their wonderful products one more time, and when we return, we'll wrap things up and send it off to the raid.
Just before we go, Elvie, don't click it yet. It seems like they are having some sort of issue at down in Florida, so I think we've been instructed to close the show ourselves, and you know what that means.
Oh, we closed the show? What do you want to say it? Do you want to say it?
It's pretty tempting.
You can say it. I'll let you have it.
Okay.
I'll let you have
Before we go, huge thank you to I was gonna say the boys in black, but that's just because that's their color. CORSAIR, they're great. CORSAIR are cool. You've got CORSAIR headphones on. How comfortable are they? The answer is 10.
They're so comfortable. So comfortable.
Oh yeah. Just buy their things. Thank you to CORSAIR for putting this on and funding this event. We'll be seeing some ads before we hit the ending screen, but I'm getting excited now. Before we go, I'm Explo, and I'll see you in the arena.